All right, welcome back to the SSL Family Dad channel. Today we are going to talk all about how do we make it? How do we make a living or make an income here on the farm? We have a 25-acre piece of property here, generally that I would refer to as a hobby farm, I guess. Probably one of the most frequently asked questions, most asked over the years anyway, is how do we provide an income for ourselves? How do we make a living? What do we do? Many people have asked that. And it's a long answer because there's a lot to it. But I want to answer this question. I want to talk about this and go through this and give you guys an opportunity to ask questions as well if there's something that I missed. But I want to go through how we make a living here, how we invest in this farm, how we run everything around here, and what we do for money. Ready? Here. Ready? Go ahead. So when we first moved out to this piece of property, I did have a full-time job. I had a good job. I worked from home, full benefits and all that good stuff, working in the IT field. So it was that helped support, or that did support our farm here, the house. We also had a little bit of extra money from when we sold our home in the subdivision. We had bought that as a foreclosure back in 2011 at a pretty good price. We had done a lot of renovations and fixed a lot of things up and sold it for a pretty decent profit. That allowed us to invest a little bit down payment on this home and allowed us to afford the upgrade in property and get us some extra equipment and things like that, like the hay equipment and tractors and other things to get us started. The one thing you need to remember if you're looking at buying a homestead or doing this whole sustainable lifestyle type thing, self-reliant lifestyle, is that you're going to have, for the first few years you're here, especially if you start with a place like this that has some things set up, some pastures and a barn and things like that, but needs a whole lot of work. You're going to be investing a lot of money into that operation. The first probably 5 years, and that's what I'm looking at, we're going into our 4th year here, but probably the first 5 years that we're here is going to be purely experimentation on what works, what doesn't work, and investing into building up the systems and infrastructure here, running water lines, adding on to barns, and building animal shelters and fencing and setting up all this stuff, fixing. The one reason we were able to buy this bigger piece of property, 25 acres, was because the home isn't that great, and so we're trying to fix that up and fix utilities and other things there. There's a lot of investment that goes into this, and the sale of that home and that initial bit of money helped us get some of those things started. So how do we make it now? Well, there isn't any one way that we make money here. We make money all kinds of different ways, and that's kind of what I think that is the key, is diversifying and having lots of different sources of income. Starting with the farm stuff. So we do make income from the farm. We sell the Nigerian dwarf goats as pets throughout the year. Generally in the spring and summertime, we'll sell those Nigerian dwarf goats off. They're pretty low input. We have the hay fields here to provide food for them. So they require very little care, very little input. So they're pretty high profit margin. We usually make a couple $1,000s off those every year. So it's, again, we're not going to live off just goat sales, but it does help us. Maple syrup in the springtime, we're trying to increase and invest more into that operation. We really like doing that, and so that has been one way that we've been able to make some money as well. We also sell the American guinea hog registered pigs. They're a little bit more of a rare breed, at least they used to be. They're becoming more popular now, but those sell for a pretty good price. We generally get between $100 and $200 for those piglets, and the ones that we don't sell, we raise out for pork, and then we also do sell some of the frozen pork that we've had butchered as well. Generally to friends and family. We don't have a huge operation for that. We also sell some whole chickens and eggs every once in a while when we had more chickens and things like that. So there's other little sources of income there. We also have the hay fields. We sell hay. Of course, this year with the cow and horses through the wintertime, we probably won't have any extra hay to sell, but that is a possibility for us as an income source. We've also experimented with other things, like we had the pumpkin sale where we sold pumpkins last year. We've done seedlings in the springtime. We sold seedlings. We sold baby chicks, chickens and other little things that have brought us not much here and there. But part of all of this time, like I said, has been investing in those operations and building up infrastructure and building shelters and gates and fences and electric fences and fixing fencing and barn pastures and stalls and all that kind of stuff, so that we can continue to increase the amount of livestock that we have and focus on the livestock that makes us the most money. And so that's what we're going to continue to do for those operations. That helps us out, and that's giving us a jumping point for the future, and we'll continue to expand those operations. Our goal here is to be 100% sustainable, meaning provide all of our own food for ourselves and as much of everything else as we possibly can for ourselves. But we also want to be 100% sustainable off this land and provide all of the income for ourselves as well. And so that's an ongoing process that every year is a little bit more and more and more we are able to make from those operations. Another way that we make income, and in fact the main source of our income right now, is through YouTube. The YouTube channel that we run here, as well as the websites that we run. We have simplesuburbanliving.com, and we also have SSLFamilyFarm.com. Those are the two websites that we have. Those websites we have blog articles on and other things on, where YouTube videos are integrated as well as sometimes and other things that advertisements are displayed alongside our chicken coop plans and other how-tos and things like that, and those bring us in a little bit of income from those advertisements. The YouTube channel, as I said, is kind of the main one. So every time you see a little advertisement play before the YouTube channel or sometimes after the YouTube channel, and very rarely do we play a mid-roll advertisement. Sometimes longer videos we may do that. Those advertisements, every time one of those plays, we get just a tiny kickback. There's a little bit of some fraction of a penny that we get for every view. If you watch the entire advertisement, there's, I think, a larger kickback. I'm not sure what that is exactly, and it does change all the time, so I'm not sure what that is. And then I think if you visit the advertisement, like click on the link or interact with the advertisement in some way, I think there's a different rate for all those. Again, don't quote me on all those things, but I'm pretty sure there are different rates for those. And so we earn some kind of money from those views or interactions with those advertisements. And so that has just now become, a decent source of income for us. It still does not compare to what I would make, off-site. If I were working at what I have in my field, which is IT or network security, if I were working in that field, I would be making much more money than I would make through any of these things or all of these things put together. But the YouTube income has definitely helped, and it has allowed us to do the things that we're doing here and devote a lot of time to that, as well as be home with my family and work from home, as well as do a lot of the ministry opportunities that we are part of in the community and through various churches and things like that. And so this whole lifestyle has allowed us to do that, and YouTube has been a huge part of that. Now, it took over 5 years for us to build this YouTube channel to where it is today, and for those of you guys who are out there thinking, wow, that sounds like that's an easy thing. I spend an enormous amount of time editing videos every week. I spend probably 2-3 hours a day, sometimes 4 hours in a day, 3 days a week editing video, sometimes more. Then we have a couple extra hours a week on social media stuff. My wife does a lot of that, and other website stuff and other miscellaneous work that needs to be done, administrative stuff. Then you have on top of that, everything that I do that I have to videotape takes me twice as long. I'm constantly jumping off of equipment, setting up cameras, flying drones, stopping what I'm doing this, setting up and staging shots sometimes that I wouldn't normally do, putting cameras all over the place and backing up and reversing, and I missed that shot, I need to do that again. Those things take an enormous amount of time. They take so much longer to do. So it's not easy. It definitely is a great thing that we have through YouTube and doing this and sharing everything with you guys, and the connections everything that we've done through has been amazing, and interacting with you guys and having people share things with us and learning together and all that. That's what this is all about. And so it's been an awesome thing. So YouTube is kind of our main source, and I can't share any exact numbers with you guys. You can look up on different sites. There are different sites out there that give you estimates of what YouTubers make and all this kind of stuff. There's terms and conditions through Google that says we can't share those specific information, like how much we make per advertisement play and all those kinds of things. And I don't even know. It changes all the time. So Google handles all that, and some months are better than others, and we at the end of the month we get kickback from them. Two other things that we do to make extra income here. One of them is the Amazon affiliate program, as well as we do the Home Depot affiliate program. And so we use the YouTube channel and our websites for that affiliate program. So what that means basically is anytime that we have a product that we use that we've purchased from Amazon, and we buy just about everything on Amazon. Being out in the country, having, drive a half an hour to a store, it's so much easier for me to plan ahead, order everything I need on Amazon, and be done with it. Anytime we have a product that we share, or a tool that I'm using or anything like that, and I say, I'll put a link in the description to that product. If you guys click on that link and you purchase that product, it doesn't cost you anything extra, or anybody that's watching any extra. You just click on the link and you buy it on Amazon, and we get a small kickback from that. It's like an advertisement fee basically for directing people towards Amazon, and then they make the purchase there. So that has been another small part of our income here that has grown over the years, and some months are better than others, and that provides, it's not consistent, but it's up and down. And I appreciate you guys using those links and clicking on those things, because that does help us out. It doesn't cost you anything. Like I said, it's just a link. And so it's pretty cool way for us to share the things that we have and the things that we've found useful with you guys, or with anybody watching, and providing you an easy way to order it, free shipping, and all that kind of stuff. So the Home Depot affiliate program really hasn't been, we just started doing that. And so there are a lot of things on homedepot.com that we talk about or share that I use that aren't on Amazon, and so I link to those on Home Depot. And if you purchase those things through Home Depot, that link we get a kickback from that as well. So those are the major ways. And the last way that we earn extra income is through side jobs. So like I said, my job has been computer stuff, networking, security, and IT work, computer repair, and all that for years. And so I work with a lot of businesses around our community here, and do a lot of IT work. So they'll call me up and they need this done or that done, printers added, or network cables run, or whatever, and I'll run out and take care of those things. So that's just sporadic here and there. We'll do side jobs, but that's another extra way to make extra money. But I think the key is, number one, if you are looking to do this, you're looking to get out and live a more self-reliant, self-sustainable lifestyle, you're not going to do it. You're not just going to go out and buy a piece of property, sell your house, go out and start making a living off of a piece of land, especially if you're not experienced in farming and all these things. Like I'm not. I have very little experience as a kid, but I definitely have never run a farm. So there's a learning curve, and it's going to take some time. And so don't quit your full-time job, because you're going to need it to support yourself for, I would say, plan on the first 5 years. You're going to need to work off of the homestead until you can find ways to make some or all of that income. And the second part of that is not one source of income. If you want to just sell tomatoes, and you just plant tomatoes and that's all you're going to do, I would say that could be a mistake. I would diversify, what you're doing, and find what works for you, and then invest more and ramp up those things that have worked well in your environment and for you and your lifestyle and what you know and what you like. And so that's what we're going through right now. We're trying to figure out those things, what works best for us, and we're trying to invest in those operations and expand them. And our goal, again, like I said, is to be 100% sustainable off of the land. Excluding any YouTube income or anything like that, because that can go away at any time, and we'll talk about that in a later video, some of the changes that are coming with YouTube. But one thing that I can rely on is producing things myself from here and from this land, whether it's growing things, building things and selling them, or running some type of business that I'm in control of. That is the goal for us. So hopefully that answered some questions that maybe you had about the whole YouTube thing, and about how we survive and how we make money here. We still don't make as much money as I would make working off-site. We make much less than I would make probably, working at a job with full benefits and all that stuff. But we're able to get by, and the key for us is finding ways to reduce the expenses that we have here, provide more food for ourselves, do things ourselves, fix things ourselves, and save as much money as possible so that we can live on much less than we would normally have to live on. Where in a subdivision, I would say, $75,000 to $100,000 would be comfortable. Out here, I can live on much less income because we're providing, a lot of those things for ourselves, and we live a much simpler life here. Don't forget to hit thumbs up on today's video, and if you guys have questions, ask them. I'll try to answer anything I can without violating any terms of service or anything like that on specific dollar amounts on stuff. I really can't do that, But if you have questions, please let me know. If there's anything I can do to help anybody that's getting started in this stuff, if you'd like to see a video on how I film and do the whole YouTube channel stuff specifically, let me know. I could do that if there's some interest in that. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. Have a good one.